10, it's used for a podcast. We hope you're all well. You should know the score by now. Well, at the Pier in Balk, restaurant in Balk. Get him a wee follow on Instagram, get yourself booked in for something to eat. We're also sponsored by Henry Dunlop Tiling. Give him a wee, we'll put him up on Instagram, give him a wee follow. If you need any tiling work, give him a shout out. And obviously our main man Gordon behind the camera, 86 Media. Any drone work, camera, filming, anything at all, get him involved. So you've probably seen us a day. We actually had a guest pulled out, which these things happen, so we were set up, so me and Shay thought we'd just rattle on, and because we had a few questions for folk, just about certain things, and we also done a wee thing on Instagram about getting folk asking questions, didn't get around to them on a few topics, so we thought we'd answer them. But how have you been? Alright? Do you want to mention the t-shirts first?
So t-shirts, Be Bold Workwear, Louisa stays in Cardiff, so you can get these done. Like, you know, if it's for a company at work or just you want to design a t-shirt.
Aye.
And if anybody ever wants a t-shirt or we've got jumpers as well. If anybody ever wants any, let us know.
Aye, we're sorted, so get yourself on to Be Bold.
It's good to be back in the pier. Last time I was here, I was at a party.
How'd it go?
So people will think I shit myself, but I was sitting, I feel a bit of a breeze, right?
Right.
And then I went to the toilet and I've had a hole
in my
boxers, so I had to get my dad to drop me off a new pair of boxers.
Near luck.
But it's good to be back, no holes in boxers a day, but...
Good, aye. Well, before I came here, I was going to go and get a new pair of trainers. Bumped into Michael Beale, done it a lot of women's shows, so...
How is he after the final?
No, I think he was alright. Well, that's what I say. A wee photo of him, I don't know if I can show us on it, if they'll pick it up.
I'll break the camera, I think, if you show it.
Not at all. Get a wee photo of him. I don't know if I'll show it, will it, Goggy? You got to zoom in. Let's show it. Aye, here we go. See me and Mick Beale. I sent him a picture and it's been pissing a rain all day. The first thing he says back was, "You better watch what you're doing, it's absolutely pishing down out there, you'll end up with a cold."
Just looking out for him, you know what I mean? Like, times are tough out there with the weather, by the way. I've been freezing.
Aye, it's the snow and all that as well, isn't it?
I know.
So, what else has been happening then?
Nothing, man. Had a christening yesterday, so I'm a wee bit rough, but...
How was the christening?
It was alright. It's how a christening would be.
Whose christening was it?
My wee cousin's.
Aye.
She's a big fan of the podcast.
Is she? Aye. Get a shout out.
She's 3 months old, so aye, she loves it. She loves watching us. But I know it's good just actually me and you, but because we actually got a chance to see how it actually happened, you know.
Talk how things went through with the podcast, how it kind of started. Do you want to talk about that, see how it started then?
Well, I'd known you for your Guile days when we played football.
Aye, so we were in the same football team, so I was there and then Shay came in. And the first thing I said to you when it was right next, so we were sitting next to each other, and also I think you knew a few folk anyway, but I was like, get a sore arse, Shay. What was it? I tried anal for the first time last night. Mars is still killing me, and that was kind of broke the ice a bit, didn't it? And then it went for there, and then, but aye, so that's when we first kind of met, and then we played together. Also, I was a better player, but
we were playing a team, and then we were getting beat 2-1. And I was running through on goal and I heard Shay, back post, and I didn't even look up, just cut it across 6 yards out. He had it on the bar.
I came on the fence. She's turning around, everybody's just looking at you like that.
But we won 3-2, but
we did actually, pulled it back.
That was my first goal for the club, so...
Was it?
I scored that day. I think it was the last goal of my career, but... So...
A career, like, somebody actually put any questions about football, we'll go into that. I've not really got a career, but...
Aye, so then... After we stopped because COVID, to be fair. And then I never bothered coming back. And then you actually sent me a video of you at work with Goggy, and it was like a drone flying about. And that's when I went like, that, what you up to? And you're like, oh, my pal does filming, blah, blah, blah. And I think you said, oh, he's mentioned about me doing a podcast before, and I jokingly went like that to you, I had day one with you. And you went like that, mate, give me a phone tonight. So I went like that, alright, phoned you. And then you've said, right, want to meet up in a couple of days? Just give me a couple of days and see if we should go ahead with it. A couple of days went by and you never get back to me. So I thought that was me patched already. And then I thought, fuck it, like I don't usually do that. See if somebody doesn't reply to me, like I don't want to pester them. But I thought, nah, because this would be a class opportunity. So then I've texted you and you've went, do you want to meet tomorrow? So we went to Spoons at, I think it was at 9:30 or something on Saturday.
No, that was a week after. No, so I phoned you.
So it was.
So I spoke to our main man Gordon, and he was all like, through his work he kind of knows a few folk as well. So I think I was in the gym and it was like a Friday morning or something. No, we kind of spoke about it. I wanted to try and get guests, and he messaged Dazza, who was on our first ever episode, and literally within about 5 minutes Dazza had emailed me and we had our first guest before even meeting up. So I think we met like a week later, and when we ended up...
Aye, we had 7 guests before we even had a name for the podcast.
Aye, that was the worst. We couldn't even think of a name for the podcast, couldn't we? No, it was...
I know. It's a no bad name for... the Christian yesterday, guy, my big brother's pal, he was at, this is my wee brother, he does a podcast, and the guy goes, what's the podcast name? And I go, any excuse for a podcast? And he goes, aye, but what's its name? And I went, any excuse for a podcast? And he's like, all right, I thought you were just telling me you had an excuse to do a podcast. So he never really picked up on it. But it's a not bad wee name, to be fair. I think we kind of just, well, it was sitting in, we went to Spoons a week later, I think. And I think we were like, right, we need to book folk in, we need a name. And I just said it. And you went, that's actually a no bad wee name. But we never went with it for like another 3 weeks.
Aye, that was the worst thing, like, trying to think of a name, because we'd guests but no name. And then that was where it all went for. So we end up, but yeah, again, it's weird, right? So we kind of had a plan who our first 5 guests would be, and I think there's only 2 out of that have actually been in our first 5.
I think it was Daz and Sean, was it no?
Daz and Sean, and I think
Sam. So we had 3.
Daz and Sean and Sam to be like,
and then we had Paul to be our 8th.
Aye.
I bet he was our 5th.
Aye,
and then Sanjeev came out of nowhere.
Sanjeev came out. Aye, we had to get him booked in. We couldn't. It was just see with Sanjeev. I know. Also, we'll get through the guests. Like, so that happened, and then we get Daza booked in. But remember, do you ever remember the first time we had the day it happened?
The very first podcast.
Aye, the very first. So I was a nervous wreck. Like, honestly, I was gone, and then so I can't. The full day's a bit of a blur. But next minute, I remember it's hitting like 4 o'clock, and you're like, oh no, we're filming here. What time did we actually? No, 6 o'clock or something.
No, it was about 7:30, I think.
Aye, so you went and picked us up, and then we're in, and I remember just being a nervous wreck, the leg going into cramp. I fucked the intro. I fucked every intro. I fucked this intro. I know, didn't I? But it all went for there. So Daza, but I know it was brilliant with him. But when it's
so fried. Like, I know I've not really been a big, massive still game fan, but it's still like you look back and you're like, you've actually sat down and asked somebody who's famous, like, and you're sitting asking them questions, and it's just like, you know, people, it's just pure fried hearing people like, oh, that's my favourite one, this is my favourite one. Like, it's mental just how many of them has actually like made people enjoy it. So hopefully they don't get shit.
No, I don't know.
Have we set the bar too high?
No, definitely no with so many names. That's it, I know. We've actually I think we counted it 12 folk lined up.
Aye.
We would say names, but the thing is, like, we actually had a guy, I'm not really into it, but he was supposed to come on, and like, something happened. He was on a radio station, and something gets said, and now they've kind of banned it. So things like that will happen. So you don't actually say it doesn't happen. So also he kind of can't really do it anymore. But these things happen, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, and we've just got to kind of keep going with it, innit? What about Sean? Was brilliant, I know, wasn't he? Cause
aye, Sean was hilarious, man. Because I said that to you, like, he was popping up my TikTok, and I said, why don't we get him on?
Aye.
But then, like, when he was here, because that day was a riot.
Aye,
remember? So Sean was like sending me the address. So I sent him the address, just assuming he could drive. And then it was, I think we filmed at 5 that day.
No, we filmed at 4. And he messaged me at 1:30 going,
the trains are
the trains are on strike. Like, what are you on about? So you could only get a train to like so far up. And then, so we're like, right, go for it. So me and him are like, oh no, because we didn't have one with a kind of gap between Daza and Sean. So end up getting them back in Central, we got them picked up, done a podcast, and then all the trains were off. And my pal was supposed to take him up the road, and he had a family matter and they couldn't take him, and it ended up a bit of a nightmare. But Sean was brilliant. He'll go to the top, won't he? Sean's
good, man. He's good. But everybody, like, even look at Sam. That's his player programme kind of started up now, and like, he's done so well. And then Paul, that was like such a completely different podcast, but it still got so much like appreciation. We're sitting here with our house coats on and that, and like, people loved it, like, just actually hearing, like, because it's not as if Paul's pure like famous or anything like that. Like, it was just good getting somebody like that on and actually having a serious conversation.
It's a bit different as well, because we've always been a bit laughing and joking. It's good to have very serious points as well. See, Paul was a bit of a nervous wreck at the start. Remember, he came in with the house coat, he's like, Naveed wasn't this nervous, was he? Pure shite in himself. But after a while, he's fine. It's the same, isn't it? Once you start.
It seems so long ago we done that podcast, but I think it was only about 5 weeks. 5 weeks we've not done one there, but like, me and you were paranoid every week, man. Like, oh fuck, people might forget about us, people like this. But like, it happens, man. Like, we probably did get so lucky to fill the full of January. Like, see, when you think about it, like, every week we done one, like, that was good to start with. I know. But we're back.
The one with Sanjeev, I know, but remember, I think I messaged them at, like, I don't know, it was like 9:30 at night. It's kind of, it was when Christmas holidays, so it must have just been like a week before Christmas. And then I think he get back to us at like 2:30 in the morning or something, didn't he? And I was, no, I think it was like 11 o'clock or something, 11:30. And he was like, aye, Jordan, let's get something sorted. And I was like, result, man, pure punch in the air, like, honestly. And then you're like, pure buzzing, like, they went to him. And I was like, just get him in January, like, just book him in. And then
class,
went fair. But I know it's been brilliant, as I say, like, obviously, plenty more brilliant guests to come.
I know.
Do you want to go into a few of the topics? Well, a few folk were asking about what we do outside the podcast. There was a few on the TikTok and Instagram, like, when they've asked questions.
Aye, so
what do you do? Obviously, explain yourself.
So I obviously am doing my gas course now, as she's maybe picked up on that when Sean was on. So I'm doing that, get my exam in May, end of May, so hopefully I pass, and then that'll be me, gas man.
Happy days.
I know. So it's good, man, so hopefully I do pass, get some decent money in, do you know?
Okay, that's it. They make good money, I know, the gas men.
What about you?
Yeah. You know what I do? No, you know, I'm a tailor. I've done that since I was 16. I'm 26 now, so that's just, coming up for 10 years. But
You're doing night shifts, aren't you?
Aye, I've done a bit of the night shift there. That wasn't great, to be fair. Like, well, it was great at times, wasn't it? Aye, it was great at times. No, it was good.
Expand on that.
No. So, no, but it was good. And it was just, it was what it was. But I loved the tailoring. Like, see, we done a 4-year apprenticeship, and like, see, through, like, so you went to like college. The first year you went to college, 2 weeks on, then 2 weeks for your company. Then the second year it was a week at college, 3 weeks for your company. And that's the way it would work. But with a laugh, let's see, through my apprenticeship. But I ended up working up in Wick with an alcoholic. But mate, see, I know they sent us up in a van. So I was like 16-year-old, I'd be up in a van. This guy Tam, like, absolutely pure heart of gold, right? But just loved a bevy. Like, but he's pure reeking a drink, and then they've gave us a van, and like, the brakes and what weren't working, and we're pure going like an 8-hour drive to Wick and all that. It's pure like, it's snowing, the fucking ice everywhere, and he's pure braking here to fucking stop at the lights up the road and all that. And we ended up getting up there, and also we're doing the work, but it was a big kind of stone floor, so he'd been up like 3-4 weeks before me, and I went up just to kind of help him like, finish it off. So I was only really labouring to him. I was only, like, as I say, 16, maybe 6 months in the job or whatever. And so we're doing this big stone floor, and we actually finished it, so MD knows a bit of time, and you grout it. So this you had to do it with sand cement. So up in Wick, it was a Sunday night. It was just the week before Christmas. He's like, look, how do we know what Saturday, Sunday? We'll just get down the road, we'll finish early for Christmas. I'm like, aye, whatever, Tam. So end up grouting. He's like, you start grouting, I'm going to, he had to piece in a wee bit of whatever he was doing. So I started grouting. I've grouted about 40 metres, 50 metres of this flare. Next minute he comes in, he's like, stop. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, I forgot my wash boy, that's time to wash it off. But wash your grout off. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I forgot it. How we got to wash it off? Like, you're in Wick, in the middle of nowhere. Like, no shops are open on a Sunday night at like 5 o'clock. There's nothing open. So we end up having to pure scrape it and try and fucking, like, we're in the canteen getting towels and that. It's only me and him in the job. Pardon me. Pure grouting things, try to wash it off, like a shambles, man. But and he's like, fuck it, I'm away to the pub, and I end up going to the pub. Like, I was just, I'm at 16-year-old pure thinking. But I think he ended up like, up after Christmas and that, pure scraping bits off and all that. But
does he still get a job?
Aye, what a guy. But see, some of the things, I was worked up in Wales in Aberdeen and all that. Like, wake up in the morning, have like a few beers, go to his job, go to the pub at lunch, come back, day's work, finish at 4 o'clock, and that'd be him, man. He'd pure drink Jaeger bombs and all that.
I was working just along the road there on Friday, and I was up in the kind of loft, and Kevin, my boss, came up with me, and there was a guy down the stairs, and he was Turkish.
Right.
So, like, Kevin didn't know his name, and he's like, what's his name again? I'm like, I think it's Jeff, and Kev's fucking shouting, Jeff, and he couldn't slap. Is he fucking shouting on? He's like, at least looking Jeff, couldn't you ever see? His name was Hassan. Jeff Hassan, man. That's what
Jeff Hassan, brilliant. I love that. Let's see, like, up until now, let's see the laughs you've had. Like, we worked at Fast Lane, and I was working with a guy, Kenny and George, two absolute legends. I was actually on the phone to Kenny not long ago, right? But so we'd stop half. They stayed in Glasgow, and obviously Fast Lane's like by my way. So they would pick us up at, like, I don't know, I think it was like 6:15 in the morning. We'd head over, we'd go to a Greg's in the morning, the Greg's in Herlinsborough, right? But I think one reason Kenny, I think he bumped a can of Red Bull or something, right? So it's just, we just laughed at it, right? It's pure pathetic. So I think the next day, I think he bumped a baguette. So, so he just started bumping things, but it got ridiculous. So we were having bets of who could, like, bump the most stuff out of Greg's and all that, but it got ridiculous. Like, Kenny's pure, like, putting coming out with like 4 baguettes, cans of Red Bull, Coke and all that, like see like the wee fridge and all that. And I'm like, goodness sake, so we'd pure have bets and all that to see who could like, bump the most out of Greg's and all that. And still to this day, I've been on for about 3 months just bumping stuff out of Greg's.
One of the garages near us, I won't say one, but you'll work it out if you know what we're saying.
Lomingate?
No. So it was, I was on it like doing the show. Have you been doing the show?
Aye.
So I was, but it was like 4 in, so me and Mikey Dexter, Mikey. So we walked back for the show and I went in to Lomingate to get a meal deal. And I woke up to telling the boys sleeping with his feet up on the till. And I woke up and I go, yeah mate. And he doesn't wake up. So I just turn around and walk out, man.
Did you not get in?
I took
I just took it.
I left a £5 on the counter, but...
Did you? No. That's the worst, isn't it? I see down there, I know, at Fastlane, like, so what it was, we were building accommodation for the Navy and we were tiling it. But we used to just pure, there's this guy who's a site manager, but he pure hated everybody apart from like me. Like, so it's a pure nice guy, like Mickey, I don't know his name, but Mickey's name was, but he pure proper, like, he was a arsehole to folk, right? But I thought that probably says a lot about me, doesn't it? But I got on with him pretty well. But we were down there and we started doing like me with prank calls, like prank calling everybody, right? But we started doing all the site managers. I wait to see if any of them see us, man, they'll go loopy, right? So started phoning like, all the site managers, but it was like a 3-way conversation. So I'd phone a guy Stevie and there's another guy Martin. And I'd phone it to him at the same time and all that, and they'd be like, hello, and then I merge the calls, right? So I'd done that for about a week, and then there was one I know, it was a guy Stevie, and what's our guy, Big Fraser. So 2 minutes outside the window, and me and Kenny and George are watching, I've just phoned and done awares, but Fraser's turned away like, hello, and then the other one's turned away, hello. So is that you, Stevie? And he turned up, so we were on stitches, and then, so I think it was like Monday or the Tuesday, I had to go up to the North Gate for something, and Mick Rennie, oh shit, doesn't matter. He's like this. So he picked us up and he's pure taking us down. He's like, George, there was a toolbox talk that night at like 2:30 or that afternoon at 2:30, and he's like to me, you know, anything about prank calls or anything? I'm like, what are you on about? He's like, I heard them doing the prank calls. Obviously it was me, and I'm like, no, how it's happening? He's like, there's a toolbox talk about it, everybody's getting prank called, and like I was doing it for the joiners gaffers to the site managers, and they're all arguing and all that. Like, there was a painter pure trying to avoid one of the site managers, and I'd done it between them, they couldn't also get out the phone call. And so he's a big king about it, the MOD post, and I'm like, no man, like, fucking... They track terrorists and all that, know what I mean? They'll be able to track my phone call. So I'm like, I was like, how, what are they saying about it? He's like, we're just going to say that to see whoever, but here it is, whatever it is, no. I'm like, any bother. So I'm like, fuck this out, they're not getting the post, they're just going to try and see who it is and tell me to beat it. So there must have been a bit, like, everybody in the site's all in, like this big, it was a bit down the stair, and they're all talking, and I've just done it to Mick Rennie, if I failed number phone, he's like, who is it? Shouting and balling. I'm grab his nut, but it was some laughter in there with them. Like, Kenny,
mate, see when you look even back at like school was shit, but you had some of the best laughs ever in school.
I quite liked school, to be fair.
I liked school up until 6th year, but like no any pure crazy like mental stories, but see stories that are just in the moment funny. Like, so we had it was like a core PE class, you know how you just go and play football.
Oh, right,
but then one time the teacher wasn't there, so we had to be in the classroom. It was like a French teacher, Miss McGregor or something.
Right.
But she looked like Miss Trunchbull for Matilda. Right. So, see if you like...
What's her name? Because I went at school.
Miss McGregor. No, but you were gone. You were away.
Right.
But see... So see, like, you put your name on a bit of paper. If you behaved, she would write your name on the board.
Right.
To be like, these are the list of names that are going to the head. And my pal Jake wrote his name down as Sheldon. So she wrote Sheldon on the board and gave it to the teacher. And then she was up the back of the class, and these other 2 boys were like, oh, she's fucking up here farting. And the teacher, she just walked out of class, man. You can't escape it. Even if you're no farting, if you're getting... Smelled it, dealt it.
See when we come in here, somebody farted an absolute belter.
There's only 3 years in here.
I know. So, no, but see, what was I going to say? No, Goggy was fixing the light. There's a course on in there, you need to watch. Yeah, there's a course on in for the restaurant bit, right? But Goggy was fixing it right, and then like, popped out, and he's like, fuck off! Just shouting the door sign up, and he just went silent. So I, sorry, and just started doing it. But I know school, maybe bro just left school, he got a job at McDonald's.
I've seen him the other day.
Oh, so we did that.
You gave him the finger?
No, so I gave him, he was in the back, and I gave him a finger, but he didn't know it was me. He turned round and was me, mate. No.
That sounds wrong.
No, so
in the back, gave him the finger, sorry.
So, he was in like, the back bit, and I've seen him, so I've clocked him, gave him a finger. And he's wee mate, or the guy who's working me, he's turned and just see me giving him the finger, and he's looked at us, and I'm like, it's kind of that was it. But I see you left school. But
so is that all you've done, Thailand? I've worked in a bar, I worked in a florist.
Mind you saying that, aye?
And I've worked in a supermarket, worked in Morrison's.
Oh, I've heard the story. Would you not get back there? No, I'm going to be a gas man anyway.
Going to be a gas man. I don't think I'd go back to Morrison's. Maybe for some shopping or something, but never as a job. Well, you never know. Maybe our podcast range will be out in Morrison's. I know.
You never know.
It was out in Asda the other day.
We put in a few folk fell for it, didn't we? We got a few messages. He put the jumper on the hanger, and just probably hang out. I can get them for Asda and all that, but. A few folk kind of fell for it. Like, did you get it on Asda and all that?
We're big time.
Big time. This podcast, this one a day will get about 5 views, and that'll be me, you watching it back.
I know. Well, you never know. We've got some topics, so we can go on to them if you want.
If you want. 2 seconds. Forgot to be in airplane mode, so now I'm getting hundreds of messages.
The number one fan, Nicky.
He did indeed, Nicky boy.
He is number one fan.
He comments on everything. I think there's about 4 topics for him. Where am I going here?
Photos.
By the way, we actually use our phone for the script and all that. See, we're filming with folk, we're not being rude or anything.
Look how good that is.
Right, we'll go on to
do you screenshot everything I send you?
Aye, everything. Right, we've got a few topics and a few questions, right? Somebody asked, will I say the name?
Aye.
Nicola Kane, right? She asked who our hero was. So who's your hero?
Actually, don't know. Can I think? Don't I just go basic and go football?
I can't know.
But do you really have heroes here? Do you know what I mean?
We'll come back to that one, right? So we need to think about it.
Aye, I will think about it, but cause I generally can't. There probably is somebody, but who I've went off to.
Aye, I know.
Hero.
I can't think. Who do you look up to?
Don't know.
Right, we'll come back to that one, because that's a good question. Right. It's a good question we can't think.
Left speechless for the first time ever.
I know. Douglas Jeffrey said the Super Sons, so he's also on about Dumbarton. We've got a big game tomorrow night. Well, we've actually got Dumbarton. I should say, got a Dumbarton coach coming on.
Aye.
So happy days.
Aye. What is his question? He just said
the Super Sons.
Super Sons. Well, do you think they'll go up?
Aye, I think they'll win the league. What are they like? They're 5 points. No,
I think they'll bottle it.
I think they're 2 points ahead or something.
No, still in Albion's got a game in hand.
As they've got a game in hand.
I think they'll bottle it, man. I don't know. Dumbarton's like.
Well, this is a Monday. This will go out on a Sunday. Their podcast, but they're playing the Monday night Tuesday. So, what score prediction for the Monday night?
Who are they playing? Still in Albion.
Still in Albion, aye.
3-1 still in Albion.
No chance. I think it'll be 2-0 Dumbarton. Who do you think will score?
I don't know. 20 quid bet.
20 quid bet. There you go. You heard it here first.
I don't know any of the names.
Oh, yeah, did they? No, I'm joking. No, I watch him a few times. Who's your hero? There we go, Nicky McConaughey. So he's sort of gun to your head. Do you kiss me on the lips for 10 seconds to save yourself?
Oh, what, him or you?
Aye, no, him.
I didn't know he liked us that much.
Well, he's no if he's holding a gun to your head.
No, I don't think he'd be holding the gun.
Depends what kind of gun, doesn't it?
Water gun.
Water gun. I'm saying aye right away.
I mean, if it's a matter of life or death, but if you take the gun away, then no.
Well, obviously. Aye, go for that. Where do you both see, that's Nicky again, where do you both see yourself in 10 year time?
Well, the way the world's going, which we might get onto, because I know one of Nicky's other topics.
Aye.
If a World War III breaks out, we're dead in the next 5 years.
Think World War III.
I've really brought the mood down there, but
because you,
I fucking shut up. I'm sending 40 voice notes a night, paranoid about it.
I was on the night shift, and he was messing with like 1 in the morning, going on about Ukraine and all that, and I'm going, what's
terrifying. But no, I don't know. I would like this to get somewhere. Obviously, me and you aren't just doing it for no reason.
You want to
do you know what I mean?
Go to the tat.
Maybe doing like a pantomime or something.
What?
Be good, wouldn't it?
But you...
Like us, like me and you in a pantomime. Jack and Jill or something.
But who would you play?
Jack and Jill.
You look a wee bit like Stephen Purden, to be fair.
You see I look like every fucking...
I said you looked like Andy Halliday, you took that to heart, didn't you?
Because we're both losing our hair.
I suppose.
No other reason.
10 years time, I wouldn't mind this to go up. You still be filming this in 10 years time? He said no, so we need to find a new cameraman.
We'll be on STV but by then.
I know, 10 years time, obviously, I don't think I'll be tiring in 10 years time.
What about Match of the Day presenter?
I
do that? Match of the Shay?
Match of the Shay, aye. No.
Do you still watch Match of the Day?
I do a wee bit,
I don't one. Because YouTube put it, see, like an hour after the game, YouTube put it up.
Highlights are up.
So that's it.
But yeah, again, but like, see, I suppose it was different back in the day because when I say back in the day, like, now you can just go on and see what the scores are.
I know.
So you're only really looking to see what the goals are like. And I'm not being funny, but if Fulham are playing Bournemouth, you're not going to, even if Liverpool are playing Bournemouth, you're not going to sit down and really get into it.
Well, Liverpool just went and lost after they beat Man U 7-0 there.
No. He's a Man United fan.
I know, that's why I looked at him.
No, but 10 year time, that's a good question, I know. I would like to see it. Let's see what the someone, as I say, you don't want to mention guests just in case for whatever reason they can't come on, but we've got a few toppers, haven't we? Like,
I know.
Like,
see when I said pantomime, but I was genuinely being like serious. Like I think, like see when I used to go to pantomimes, I'd be like, that's amazing.
I think I've only been to one. I went to Lion King when I was in school.
Lion King. I've seen Scooby Doo. I've seen Scooby Doo, and then I think it was you always go at Christmas. No, you always go.
I've only ever been to one. It was through school. I think
high school or primary.
Primary 7. They took us down to London for 4 days.
Did they?
We went to
primary school. That's quite good.
Aye,
what primary school did you go to?
St Keswick's.
Oh, did you?
Good Catholic school.
I went to St Pat's.
Aye, St Keswick's Monday to Friday, Rangers games on a Saturday. They took us to London for 4 days in the primary 7, and they took us to Lion King. What else? I can't remember what else we done. I think we were on the London Eye, you know that. I know.
Was he?
But aye, that was good. But 10 years time. Aye, the podcast to go well.
10 years time is like see. I'm not hating on him for the question, but 5 years would be more realistic. Because 10 years time, you know, could be have Wayne's or something like that.
Ah, well, that's it, I know, isn't it?
Do you want to have Wayne's?
Aye. What about yourself?
I do have in my head 3. I'd like 3.
3? Get a number or not?
I've sat and thought about it, aye.
I'm happy whatever happens, to be honest. I'm happy to go with that. But that was a good question, to be fair. Nicky boy. Sean Stewart says, your football career's grown up. Now, I've not really had a football career. It's been more or less like amateur football and boys club football and stuff. But
I know. Like, it was a good story how I get signed for Dumbarton, but like pro youth. Like I went to Dumbarton pro youth when I was like younger, and then it was me and another boy, and they said they would sign us both. But I remember I woke up for a game on the Sunday and I never went.
Right.
Because I was just I don't feel it. I wasn't good enough. So I stayed at my boys' club. And we actually won the league that year. And then it was the following year I get called up to the older Dumbarton United team.
Right.
Just to play a few games. And in the 2 games I scored 3 goals. And it was the same Dumbarton scout, so he kind of knew who I was.
Aye.
But he never even watched the 2 games. He just seen on social media that I scored 3 goals in 2 games for the older team. Mm-hmm. And he asked me to go back to Dumbarton because he needed a striker. And that was maybe like 2 years it went on, so I was a much better player. So that's how I get these signed for Dumbarton Pro Youth. They didn't even watch me play. They just seen on social media I scored.
How was that up? Was it good playing for them?
We were such a good team. Like I don't know, like people who maybe know me or if down here have maybe seen the footage of when we played Celtic at Argyle. And
I was going to say, I was at that game.
So I scored in that game. We get beat 2-1. But then we went up to Rangers training ground because Rangers wanted to play us in a friendly. We beat them 1-0, and then we drew 0-0 with Celtic. But then, we would have moments where we beat Stirling Albion 6-1, and then we played them 3 months later, and they beat us 4-0. So we were a good team. Ross Lydon was in my team. He's the youngest player to make his debut for Dumbarton, I think. Still.
Is he? Aye.
Lewis Crawford went up as well. But then
he haven't played for them.
He actually then re-signed for them. So a few of the boys in my team, like Kyle Monroe, he came on for Hamilton and scored away to Livy.
Did any of the boys for there make it then?
So some of them, I think Kyle plays with that East Kilbride. They scored a free kick against that open goal.
What's
I know
his
you
name?
go to the games, Kyle Monroe.
I don't know.
So we were all good players, obviously. but I've got one of the stories. I get an injury. You know,
you done was it your knee or your hip?
My hips are fucked at the age of 22, but we were a good team, man. It was probably the best team / coaches I've ever played with. So see, like when that kind of ended, because we all get let go. Everybody in your system get let go because Dumbarton wanted to build a new stadium, which
that's not happened, but
hasn't happened. So, but after that, I went to a few teams, and just because it wasn't what I had before, I just couldn't enjoy it. And every time I played, I was just sore. I don't even play fives or anything like that now. So, that's how I get re-signed for Dumbarton. The scout never even watched me play. They just seen on social media.
I seen you.
The power of social media.
Just shows you, doesn't it, how things can happen.
I know.
So who else was in that team? Is Andy made it? That's still playing now for that boy sort of played for
I think Lewis. I think he still plays a kind of good.
I think he plays for Auckland Talbot.
I think Dylan Young as well plays for Auckland Talbot.
No, he used to.
He did.
That's my pal's cousin. Who's he play for now? I think he plays for Rossville, maybe actually. I think so.
And then I don't think Ross still plays. Kyle, obviously, and I can't think of anybody else. But it's what happens, man. Like, see in Scotland, you would generally have if Scotland were to have a national team, a boys who never made it, they would have the best team in the world.
Just shows you,
there's so many football players that just they chuck it, or as Sam said, they can't get to games like his families and stuff. But I genuinely think if you'd done a national team tournament, players in each country who could have made it, Scotland would have the best team.
Be up there,
I think it'd be so good.
So I've only played boys club, but I played for Renton Craig Andrew for a while, Renton Youth for a season, and then I kind of didn't really play. And then that's when I went down to Argyll. Went to Argyll, and I so I was playing Sunday with Argyll. They were a Sunday team, and then I went and played with the Dumbarton supporters on the Saturday, and then.
Argyll was good though.
And then I broke my foot. So
Argyll was good, but I think when the team actually started to gel, because see when I came in, I know there was a group of boys who knew each other, but we were still all getting to know each other as a team. And then when we actually started we were playing friendlies and winning games. And I think we played Vale Rangers or something.
I played them a
couple
of times.
And the next day, we played them in a friendly, and then the league was meant to start the week later. But the next day after the friendly, I think the second lockdown happened.
Or something.
And then I don't think Argyll. I definitely never went back to Argyll, but I think that was just pure bad luck because that was a good wee team.
That
was a good wee team.
Everybody in that team was all the boys and that were a good laugh, wasn't it? It was a good laugh.
I remember we were in the Waverley in Dumbarton, and Jamie and all that, they came and sat with me and my pals. And we played this drinking game where every bit of alcohol on the table you had to pour into the same glass. So there'd be like vodka, a pint,
right?
Like Venom, all in the one glass, and everybody would put the finger on the glass. And say it was my turn, so you'd go 3, 2, 1, and I'd need to guess how many fingers would be on the glass. And if I guessed it right, I'd be through. So I would go 3, 2, 1, 4. If there was 4 fingers, I'd be out. Like I wouldn't need to drink it. But if there was any more or any less, I'd still be in. And you couldn't celebrate if you were out. Like you couldn't go, yes, thank fuck for that.
Aye.
I lost that game 4 times in a row. And I had Titanic. I got to the point even Ross McLeod went like, let me take this one. Because it was like fucking, I don't know how I get through that night. It was generally like Verum, Morgan's, vodka, 2 different types of beers. But I lost that game 4 times. I don't even know what the odds in that would be.
I remember they done a fundraiser and that. Well, we done 2, but I remember the first one, it was brilliant. I ended up, I think
I came to the 2. No, there was 3, was there no? Because I never came to the first one, then there was another 2.
Oh, it might have been then. But the first one, it was up in a bowling club and I jumped right onto the buffet and all that. I think somebody's got a picture of us up in the table.
We've not got much fit back careers, but
no.
That's what we've got then, anyway.
I broke my foot and I went to Castle Rock and kind of helped out with them and stuff. But as I say, I've not really played. Fuck, see, saying about that, I actually made my big comeback for breaking my foot for Goggie's Sunday team. They were looking for a player. He's laughing. So I was look, they were looking for a player because we were short one week. And I was this was only a few weeks ago, so I was like, I'll play, right? So I'm like, fucking, if you don't need to use us, don't need to use us, right? So I was like a pure barrel of nerves. But, so just pure nerves, like, didn't want to fuck it, you know what I mean? So I think we won 5-3, right? But I was like to him, look, mate, I'm no bothered about getting on type thing, like the side, like, just fucking do what I do. So I think it was like 10 minutes to go, I went on the park. not even touched the ball, put a boy up in the air and get booked for it. I think I touched the ball once in about 10 minutes, but I know that was quite good to just get back. But
you ever been sent off? I've only been booked 3 times and 2 was for taking my taff off when I scored. And then I think I fouled a guy once.
No, I think I get booked for Dumbarton on the Saturday for throwing the ball at a boy, but I think he fouled us and I've picked up. It's the biggest boy in the park, you know.
that game with our Gale, and it was the referee, you know.
Oh, mine.
and like an absolute shocking challenge just came in, like shocking. And I went, I don't really pipe up, but I went, ref, you got to fucking do something about that. You've got to book him. He goes, 21. Did I fucking tell you how to pass the ball? And I'm like, what's that fucking man? The guy's nearly broke his fucking leg.
There's a full-blown square going in the middle of the park. I had to come up. Remember, I get put up there.
You get targeted.
I get put up there. I couldn't nearly broke my hip, man. Right, so I get flung up there. I had to come off. There was a full-blown square going in the middle of the park. It just ended up a kicking match, right? So he never. He's just like going for free kicks, and then next minute, I think somebody pure made like a good tackle. He's like. No, game's done.
Game's abandoned, man.
What? You've just went through like a full square goal and there's like 10 minutes left. Did you play that game, Goggy?
No, I don't good.
Did you know?
Wait, no. For the other team?
Aye, for the other team, aye. Nah. Aye, so that was mental, but aye, that was.
Mate, I'm sure that was my last ever game. Well, the Vale Rangers game. But I think I came off after like fucking 30 minutes, my hip was fucked, but that was my game abandoned, man.
That's what happens, innit?
Right.
I've had a good. I like to see on football. I think somebody's asked about football, but where they both. Saul Mitchell, I should be broad on it.
Right.
What? No, I can't say that one because he's asked that before. He was like, "What do you think the score will be on Sunday?"
Talking about the final.
Aye, because also we get these questions for the final.
We know what happened, but we can't really talk about it because you never watched the game.
No.
So we can't do an analysis on it, even though it would be a good one.
Is that Mikey Devine?
From, I was going to say something. Aye, right. Mikey Devine.
Mikey Devine. It's not a canny read, it's like a mad nickname he's got on Instagram.
Speaking Mikey.
What's your thoughts on VAR and the SPFL so far?
Right. Let's not get...
Look, see, sorry, on you go.
No, on you go.
Like, see, I think people don't know the rules. Like, generally, right?
The referees?
No
people, the referees.
Like, see if the ref sees something, right? So they're obviously talking, right? So, see if the VAR will go, what did you see there? And they'll go, I thought it was somebody trying to get me. No, I thought somebody was trying to get me.
I thought you were just trying to know what to say.
No, so... What was I saying? Aye, so surely they're talking to each other, right? The VAR will go at the ref. What did you see there? And see if he says, oh no, I don't think it's contact, then he'll not go to it because the ref's seen it. So it's no VAR, it's actually refing it. It's only the ref's
only thing that's annoyed me is, right, and I'm not just talking about Celtic, but I'm a Celtic fan, so I'm going to, and like, do you know what I mean? The very first game of VAR, I get people go, oh, but it's the first game. But the World Cup was on, so they had 2 months and the summer before to learn VAR.
Aye.
And in the first game, the referee done the one thing you're not meant to do, and is blow the whistle. You're meant to let the game play. Celtic v Hearts, he blew the whistle, Ralston scored, and it was the goal was perfectly fine because he wasn't offside, but then the goal couldn't get given because you blew the whistle.
Blew the whistle.
That's like surely rule number 1.
But that's always him making an arse of it.
I know, but they shouldn't be making an arse of it. Like, see, I'm going to say this. See if Celtic win the league this year, it'll be the greatest ever title defence.
How?
Because they've had the referees and VAR cheating them.
Listen to that. There we go. Listen to that.
But see, I do get it. Like, see, it obviously is just other countries, because see the World Cup was spot on. I thought the World Cup was great with VAR. And the Premier League, they've literally come out and admitted they've had human errors. Like the Arsenal game against Brentford, I think the Brentford player was offside and they checked it and everything and still gave the goal.
I see, that's it.
But there's too many mistakes. There's too many in Scotland.
There is, but I think it's all down to, like, I think people think, oh, that should go to VAR when it shouldn't. Like, see, like ref, as I say, like, it's all down to the referee. I know he's obviously I seen him fucking pull his shirt. No, well, that's a foul, right? So, for example, I seen the handball, but I don't think it's a handball. So they're not going to check it, or if they, you know what I mean. So it doesn't go to get checked. So that's, and then everybody's, do you know, like,
handball is a matter of opinion, but you can't have a matter of opinion when it comes to
everybody's
rules.
Different, aye.
Like, you need to say, whatever your hand is in the box, it's a penalty, or they need to say if your hand's like that far out for your body, it's a penalty.
I know.
Because I think, see if you're, like there was one, I'm just saying Celtics, obviously I've seen the Celtic ones, I'm not going to watch Livy v Dundee United, do you know what I mean? I've got better things to do. But like...
Better take that back, you're getting a Livy.
Oh fuck.
That's him no coming on, isn't it?
See, but see, I think I meant Kelly Dundee United, I think.
Aye,
but
that's
see, there was one more Ross County were playing Celtic, and you could say it's a handball. See, to be honest, I might go it as a handball, but Matt O'Reilly's running out, and the ball, he hits the ball off the guy's body, but it bounces up, rolls up his body, and hits his hand. There's no way. Like, even if that happened to the Ross County, I'd be celebrating Celtic getting the penalty, but I'd be mature enough to look back and go, we got a lucky penalty there. And I think it's happening, like, there's too many mistakes. I think there's too many mistakes, but you can't... Then what happens if you get rid of it? Because see the decisions they've got right, they probably wouldn't get made right, if you know what I mean.
Aye, well that's it, they have the choice to look back now, because...
I know.
I think, like...
We need to get to summer, and they'll get trained on it a full summer, but I just think they've been known since a year and a half ago it was going to be brought into Scottish football. So they've had a full summer, and then 2 months during the World Cup, and they still, to this day, are getting crazy decisions.
Aye. I don't know, see, obviously they're not going to change it now, are they? But I just think they need to, as you say, like, knuckle down on rules, kind of get them... Like, you can't have a matter of opinion because everybody's different. So...
Some Rangers and Livy fans will be calling for my head there.
I know, exactly, they'll be...
Aye, that's got to be honest, I'm not here to lie.
That's it, say what you think. Where are we now? Liam, well, I kind of covered this, but Liam Rose says Jordan's Argyle days. I just sat next to you every game, didn't I, Liam? So,
Liam's playing, he's back playing football now, isn't he?
Aye, he scored the other day actually, didn't he?
On goal, was it no?
No, was it?
For on goal.
No, it was
For on goal.
No, I seen it on Instagram. Right, here's one for Nicky McConaughey again. NATO controlling the weather.
Right, so NATO doesn't control the weather, but I think it's a machine called HARP. And I didn't know anything about this, but my pal Jamie kept putting up Argentina's next, Argentina's next. I was
Right.
like, what the fuck are you talking about? So basically, they believe, I think it's Sweden are trying to join NATO, but Turkey need to let them join for some reason.
Right.
I could be so fucking wrong here, but this is what I've been told off them too. Turkey aren't letting Sweden join, so people said, right, there'll be dire consequences. A few days later, Turkey have like a massive earthquake, right?
Right.
Meaning that's what you get for not letting us join. And I'm like, I understand maybe controlling rain or sun or wind, but controlling a fucking earthquake. And then Jamie spoke about it to me more, saying Argentina's next. They didn't agree to something, or they've done something that they shouldn't have done. Next thing, there's wildfires in Chile, which is beside Argentina. So Jamie's thinking there's a thing that controls the weather. But probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something that controls the weather, but no earthquakes.
What?
Aye.
You on about?
That's what they believe. That's what they believe.
So who is it's control? Who is
A
it?
machine? I don't
Argentina
know.
or something?
No.
NATO's
No,
controlling
but
them.
NATO's like the war sort of thing that I've been freaking out about. What?
Goodness, that's everybody switched off now.
No, that's everybody tinfoil hats on and fucking Googling it.
Right, moving on.
Aye, we need to move on.
Nicky McConaughey said, thoughts on me and Jamie Lang coming on to talk about the numerous topics, including NATO.
Well, if they two want to come on and talk about it, they can, but not me and you.
Why are in? Come on next week. We'll get in touch with you. See how many pictures I've got on this phone. I'll show you that.
Was that the topic's done?
That was, aye.
Was it?
But see, no, I was thinking there, just quickly before we were talking about work and that. Oh, I actually wrote this down so I'd remember it. We worked with a guy, Russian Andy, right? So he was in when I served my time. I know I'm getting back a bit onto this, right? But he's a big loon ball, he's a big massive guy, tall as anything, right? But we worked up in Aberdeen, and he was there for about 3 months, but only went to his work like about 3 days. He just stayed up there and get mad with it every week, right? And just get drunk and that. But we used to, so it was me and our 3 boys, we used to go out every Thursday night. So we'd come home for our work and then go up in Aberdeen every Thursday night. But in the hotel, it was like, so his room was like here, and then you got up the stairs to my room. So every morning, I'd be kind of like 2, 3 in the morning, I'd pure be rattling his door, right, like just smack fuck out his door and then run up to my room. And one day he just pure come out, he's like, motherfucker! He's pure, he's not rattling on the doors in the hotel room to find out what it was. So I've heard him, he's pure come up to my hotel room. He's pure come up to the hotel room and I've turned the lights off. He's pure rattling the door. And I'm like, shit, I'm like my work clothes here, like my going out clothes here. So I've pure ripped them off and I've pure come out my boxers, like, what's happening, Andy? I'm just up. He's like, fucking, somebody keeps on rattling my door and that. I'm like, oh, for fuck. Next minute, my door's locked behind us, but the key's still in. Like, so I'm here cutting about like, this land in my boxers. I had to get down to the reception and end up, full places out and that. Fucking looking up with the key to
Is he called Russian Andy?
So he was Russian. He was named,
I just thought he was in a hurry.
Ah, boom. So he was Russian, but same I know. So he left for about a year, and me and Kenny were up in Aberdeen. I've never a wife in Aberdeen. We were up in Aberdeen working, we ended up working the weekend. It was a Friday night, I was out with prank calls. He's like, phone that Russian Andy, bam him up, right? So we phoned him. I was working for a company, the Checo, and so I phoned him. I was like, all right, Andy, it's such and such here, like one of the gaffers' names. I was like, you looking for work? And he's like, aye, looking for work. And I was like, mate, come into the office Monday morning, we'll sort you something out. So Kenny's obviously in stitches, I'm laughing. And he's like, okay, what time will I come in at? I'm like, 7 o'clock, come in for 7 o'clock, right? So you obviously knew where the yard was at the offices, so all weekend you're laughing about it. I wonder if he went up, so it got to Monday and it got to the afternoon, but one of the gaffers in there was pals with Kenny, two of them are quite close. So he's pure messing back and forth, trying to fun out of, like, trying to mention something to see if Andy turned up in the morning. So you get back to him and he said something about the Russians or something pure stupid. And one of the gaffers was like, that fucking stupid Russian Andy turned up this morning and said that somebody phoned him. They sent me a job in Springburn that morning. She ended up going to a job in Springburn. And so he was there and they pure got him doing it. But he made an arse of the job. And I think a couple of weeks later, they found out it was me. It's fucking sent him up and all that. Because he was in the office like, who sent you? And he's like, it was... But it turned out I said, fuck, I'll just say him, Eric. He's like, Eric told me to come up here, but Eric was away on holiday or something. We didn't know us. It was after the Monday. And Chris, fucking, what do you want me to do? So he sent him to Springburn, a job in Springburn, and I get sent there like 3 months later to dig up all his tiles to make an arse of all these flares and all that. So I think he found out it was me a week later, and they're laughing. He's like, basically done us a favour getting him in. Had Aberdeen somebody go that job. See, on Aberdeen, I wrote this down. So there's ended up a few years up there. So it was me, a boy Chris, a boy Robert, Rab, and a guy Dougie, right? So 4 of us, they rented this big house for us, and we're up in this big house, 2 seconds. So it was a wee bit of wifey where the job was, right? So it was Halloween time, it was October. What's so funny? So me and Chris would go together and Dougie and Rab would go together. So we ended up stopping off at this Marks and Spencer's type place. What was it Marks and Spencer? Sainsbury's, it was Sainsbury's.
I think so fucking dumb.
Right, so there was all the Halloween stuff, so me and Chris, get a fake bud, we'll kid on to him, fucking fair and cut ourselves. So we get a fake bud, 2 packets of this fake bud, went back to the house. Also, normal's empty, I'm like, boys, I'm just going to jump in a quick shower, then I'll make my dinner. But the way it was, you came upstairs to the bath, so I've pure poured it over the bath, over my head, I put a white t-shirt on it, so I done a t-shirt, and I've just just scalped the bath, like, oh, right? So the next minute, Chris obviously knows, but none of them, it must have not really heard of how bad it would have been. So the 3 of them have come running in. Mate, I shit you not, Rab's like that, pure shaking, right, all the blood, right, he's like that, pure shot white, then he say, hang Dougie's like that, for an ambulance, I remember just turning round and Rab's legs were pure just shaking, so Chris is kind of stunned at the door, like, but didn't know what to say, right, so, obviously Chris knew about it, so Dougie's up with a towel and all that, and he's like, pure holding it against my head, and I'm like that, kind of thinking, but I remember Rab, he's like at his phone, like that, trying to, like, phone 999, so Chris like, no, so I'm like, no, it's a joke, like, fake blood, no, Dougie was going mental, Dougie was going fucking mental, mate, he was going to leather us and everything for chasing about the house with a toilet roll holder going to hit us about. But honestly, it was a funny. It took him about an hour to calm down. He said, it's no funny. It's no funny. You don't do that. No.
You've got a few good stories for up, man. Did you know a story for your night shift?
I did, but that can't be said on camera, Shay.
How?
Because it can't.
How?
You know how.
I think you've possibly made the love of your life.
No, frost right under my bus there, man.
Do you want another glass of water?
Aye, but they can't get in there because there's a course.
No, how are you getting on with your love life, but you looking for somebody?
No, I'm just kind of plodding away.
I know.
How's your love life?
Not bad. Just keeping it chill.
I thought about prankies actually. Frankie's your good lady, I know, didn't I? I thought
Grass.
so, her name's Grace.
You're going to be found out now for the prank calls, but...
I know, I can't phone him in my phone.
How?
Because they all know it's me. Like if I was to prank you something. But
Aye, because you... Sorry to interrupt, just so it's on my mind. You used to do a thing where if somebody's put on Facebook, I'm looking for a joiner. I'm looking for a joiner and they just tag like some random person.
used to tag him all the time. somebody
Aye,
like,
you added me to like the Dumbarton sellers page, I know, where like they sell furniture and that. Aye, you added me to that. Right, sorry, on you go.
No, that's alright. I used to, I think I get blocked to that page because I was just doing it, and I think obviously they tippled on after about a year, but what was I going to say? Aye, so his girlfriend, I think she was waiting on a job for
Aldi.
Lidl, so
same thing.
waiting Aldi. So they were waiting, she was waiting to hear back for a job. But that was the thing, see, I felt rotten because I was like, aye, come on up. Right, so I phoned her, and her name's Grace. I was like, hello, is that Grass? And she's like, Grace. And I'm like, hello, Grass. And she's like, it's Grace. And I'm like, oh, how you doing? It's just Robert for Lidl. Just to see if you want to come in and start an interview. And I saw about 9:30 at night. And she's like, oh, when can I come in? If you come in for 10 o'clock, we'll get you on the night shift and all that. She's like, no, I can't do 10 o'clock. I was like, how no and all that? Trying to get her in for 10 o'clock. But I was going to say, like, turn up tomorrow at like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. But I didn't want to turn up to the door, but who the fuck's there, you know what I mean? Like, nobody there, but...
Oh, you've done a few, man. I don't think you've ever done me, but I don't think I've ever been done with a prank call. Remember that thing where it'd be like stealing the Wi-Fi?
Oh, I get done with that, by the way. Aye.
I don't know how you would get done with it. You're the master.
I didn't hit it. Was, in fact, it was somebody for a guy like done it. I can't mind. So I think I was playing five with you guys. We were playing up in Tory Glen, and I remember I was coming home on the phone. I'm like, what are you on about? And he's Wi-Fi thief, and I'm like, are you for real? I was like, where you go, man? And I was like, this guy's at it. And then it wasn't right after it. I'm like, is this a warm up? And then also it came through on their guile chat, like me getting banned. I was like, you bastards, man. But I get done with that about her. But I know, so, but, what was it? Sorry, I just gave us a signal, but it was right after what I was saying there. What was I saying? Aye.
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi. So, no, I've done a few. I'm trying to think of another one I've done. Oh, I've done a football. Weird, well, actually, boys coming on.
Fucking fun out here.
So I done a football player. It's not the boys coming on. I can't say name.
Oh, fuck.
Aye. So he had his number. So we're getting a football player on, and I knew him. He's actually a Tyler. I know he plays part-time football, but so he'd a certain player's number. So I phoned him. This kid I was only about 17 or something. No, I wouldn't have been. I was about 18 or something. I was like, all right, blah blah. It's hanging here for Rangers. Any chance you want to come on trial and all that, and basically get you in at Rangers and all that, and. It's kind of like after a while, because I'm like, we can give you like 30 grand a week with like £2 a goal and all that, and he also clicked on it as a bit of a bam up. So he kind of slaughtered the Rangers. I know he used the words he said, right? But see, about 3 years later, he ended up signing for Rangers. I'm not going to go into any more of who he was because
I will leave that for folk to work out. It'll be a good
I could probably. He's not playing in Scotland anymore, but.
That'll just get away massively.
No. But
probably,
but what a guy. I think I've still got his number actually.
Your face is fucking dropped. That'll get away instantly.
I might still have his number. It might not be his number now.
I know, so to end it, will we talk about what we hope? No, for the next 10 years, next couple of months, podcast wise.
I will.
We want to kind of do, if anybody's got any ideas for us, because we want to do a few different stuff, like maybe hopefully a wee live show at one point or something. We dream of that, man.
See, like just putting up somewhere and doing like a live podcast, that'd be brilliant.
I know, and just like, I don't know, if the ideas are like going out to the streets and doing mad wee questions for the TikTok.
We've done the football challenge, which was
we need to do that again, but because that was the first time either of us kind of played properly and we were fucking awful.
Well,
we were bad.
I was hitting the ball left, right and centre, and then as soon as the camera came on, I couldn't even hit it.
I know, if anybody's got any wee ideas or something like that, but we've got, hopefully we've got April.
I couldn't work the camera, but you were like, for fuck's sake, having to run for the goal to set the camera up and all that.
I know. But live shows probably.
I'd be
a
right.
live show,
A live podcast would be brilliant.
Who would you get on for the live? Doesn't need to be somebody with a don, but who would be good live? Joking to get the open goal on, aren't you?
I
love Big Sci Ferry.
In fact, on about the hero, that's my hero. That is my hero, mate. He's actually such a nice guy.
See, going back to that, like, you never really think who your hero is, but
I know, I suppose everybody's different. Like, some people would maybe say their dad, like, stuff like that.
Well, you could say that, but I was thinking, trying to go out the box. But who in Scotland would be a hero?
Depends, obviously, football players. Michael Beale. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's different, isn't they? But see, I'd love to do a thing with Open Goal, man. That'd be, like, I know I've mentioned it before.
What would you want to do? Hydro show?
No, fuck,
Imagine you're at Hydro.
I'm fucking nervous wreck doing this. No, I don't know, but Open Goal, I think one of the guests we're getting on would be, you also Slaughter Livy guy, but if he came on, if he done a live show, sorry.
Well, I'm probably going to get slaughtered for this podcast. I've said a few.
That's alright.
Got to be truthful.
You've had it a wee bit in the TikTok, but haven't you?
Aye, maybe Davey.
So, aye, no, but everything's going. A live show would be good, and also, I think we've got about 12 guests lined up, and we've got a few females lined up for MD that's maybe thinking we're all a bit male orientated, which we have been, but we've got a few females lined up.
We're not good with females in general.
Aye, no.
Getting guests on.
Aye, no, so hopefully one of them will be up in the next couple of weeks. We've just got to sort of date.
And we'll hopefully have one, so this will be out Sunday, and we'll hopefully have one again next week. And
Aye,
that'll be us, a good wee run.
Just waiting to hear back for the guy next week if he can go, and then we're away.
That's been good because to break us back into it's been quite chill.
I know.
Maybe.
We'll probably only get about six views in this one, but hey ho.
I think it'll go well.
If we get 200, we'll do well.
200's always been my goal. Because you see, imagine you go like that, I want 600, and you don't get it, you'll feel like shit.
I know.
So start off, baby steps.
Well, I think it does. I once hit like 1,360 or something I seen the other day.
Aye.
Sanjeev 500, I think Sean's about 500, Sam's about 400, and then Paul's about, I think, 350, 60. I can't even off the top of my head. But it's all a bit, obviously that kind of doesn't help Welsh, we've got to keep going and stuff, but no, it's been good anyway, isn't it? And I think that's just about time to wrap up, I know, isn't it?
Aye.
So,
enjoyed it.
Thanks for, obviously, listening in. As I say, our guest kind of pulled out today, so we've left us with us two idiots talking rubbish. Nah, joking, but no, it has been good, and obviously cheers for your support and everything, and remember to like, share and subscribe. Thanking you.
Cheers.